How are we? I kind of on a new angle here. I'm not sure if I'm digging it, but we're just gonna flow. We're gonna flow. Let me see here. Let me see here, my loves. Good morning. So I love you guys, and I appreciate your commitment to all that is all to love. And I'm just getting set up because I felt today like doing a live daily share. I've just done the recording. I've just done a recording for the Instagram peeps. So you can always check out another daily share on the Instagram channel. But for today, because I did realize if I fiddle around enough, I can get the angle right. So here we are. We're gonna do a little read. So hey everybody, I'm MJ. If you're catching this after our Patreon share, feel free to check that out if you want first access ad free. But otherwise, I'm just fiddling around with my equipment, trying to get the right angle here, trying different things that I feel can support myself and the community to grow and continue to find all the loving people in the world who just want the world to be more loving. And that includes us healing a lot of our collective trauma, which is generational, inherited, it's mind boggling, and yet emotional healing, emotional alchemy, and just the increase, I think, of awareness around healing and how it works, and the responsibility we carry as individuals, as adults, and I guess like the discernment around emotional, psychological abuse and actually like collective societal cultural abuses that are taking place and continue to take place, and being super duper aware of the propagated narrative in the mainstream media and across social medias, and how there's just all that stuff out there really does serve to divide us, and it serves to divide and fracture our own sense of self, right? If you look at victims of narcissistic abuse, you could look at a global paradigm of narcissistic abuse, in my opinion. Being told to just sit down, shut up, do what you're told, work hard. The large majority of the population is kind of told this lie in service to some elusive greater good, but that greater good actually is not the greater good at all. It's sort of this endless cycle. I'm pulling cards, you guys. So divine guidance and loving clarity. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Good morning, or good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you find this. I hope that you're having a smashing day. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Ooh. Some of you are moving. This is move energy. Moving. Uprooting yourself to go somewhere different. Uprooting yourself to go somewhere different. I'm not getting a huge emotional charge around this, so it might not be right this moment. It might be that some of you are just getting that initial guidance to want to move. The key is here. That can mean getting a car or getting a key to an office, or just getting a new key to an apartment, getting a new key to a home. I feel like, okay, so Ace of Pentacles is taking a new beginning. It might be that you get an offer for work in a different city or a different state or a different part of the world. And you're like, ooh, I might take that offer. That offer then is going to incite and move, right? I do want to say this feels evolutionary to me. This feels like a higher opportunity for you to be more powerful within yourself. Some of you are dealing with a love partnership of sorts. You are entangled with someone. There's a friendliness here, but there's also a little bit of doubt coming through. The Otter reversed. Ooh, interesting too, because some of you are in some sort of romantic entanglement, or I mean, it could be siblings. It could be to do with a sibling or a roommate, somebody that you're entangled with, maybe business partner. But it feels a little bit more either friendly or romantic. the Rebel card is making me feel, again, like you might have a series of events of things going on within your work environment where you meet someone, it's juicy and spicy, but you're not really sure. Work opportunity comes in, you're like, oh no, sorry, I'm gonna have to move. So there's an entanglement, but then there's also this sense of breaking free. So some of you definitely might be kind of involved, but there's work stuff going on that's changing the energetic game for you, and you're probably intuitively sensing it or feeling it or becoming aware of it. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Final messages here. You'll just get the message, you guys. It's not, I mean, it's pretty clear. It's about balancing your pentacles. There's a lot of energy here about sovereignty and being self-sustainable. So you are focusing on your pentacles. You're wanting to be directed by your own sense of creativity. Also community and tribe. I do get a sense of like this ramping up either momentum or commitment to the good people in your life, right? And or to continuing to work on having those good people in your life. You will be, yeah, there's something here about communication. So it's either work or romantic for a lot of you. Yes, okay, familial. But this is a clear message. There's new keys. There's a new set of keys. So you're either getting promoted or you're getting access to a new office. Some of you are looking to move. Or a work opportunity comes through that means that you're going to move. You might even get a work car. Definitely something about keys. And then some of you guys sideline to that work move situation. There could be a romantic entanglement that's budding. This feels pretty new to me. This feels young in age. This romantic partnership, more dominantly for more of you. And then the Otter is like a friendly thing, but the Rebel is making me think you or the other person is sort of feeling like, I want to break free. I want to break free. And again, if there's work opportunities, if there's a potential to move, it might just be that move is like, I love you, but I gotta leave you. You know, I love you. I'm digging on this. Maybe not as much as you, but I'm gonna break free. There's something here about creativity, and there is something about communication. Also, sometimes we can get entangled quite quickly with people, and there's something about just being able to go, now let's have space. We're together, now we're separate. We're together, now we're separate. Like, there is something there about just being adaptable within dynamics, being able to be close, but then also knowing that we have to sustain ourselves. And communication is key, right? So that we're not insensitive or doing more damage than need be, or, you know, we want to be delicate. As well as honoring our own authentic creativity and our own authentic expression. And that's part of attuning to that authenticity, right? So that when we express that, we meet it, or we meet the dissonance of it, and that's not our game, and or that dissonance is triggering us and highlighting some more wounding, right? So we are good, my lovers. We are good. Sense of keeping it balanced, you guys. Some of you might want to immerse yourself in, this feels to me dietary. That's the sidestep for some of you, as far as you might be immersing yourself in a new learning or healing modality. There's something about digestion, though. So something about, well, yeah, you might be healing something like I'm getting something about nutrition, right? Like immersing ourselves in a certain diet or something that allows us to digest more easily, or like something like just heals the gut, right? I'm thinking of I'm sure a crew member of like colonics, you know, thinking of things like that, or massages, like tummy massages, or having a juice fast, or yeah, things that kind of immerse us into a state of being that then allow us to digest, process life, basically. Sometimes I dare say our society and like that kind of 9 to 5 ethos, hustle, grind, it just like, I don't even care. People work so much, but even just a basic 25-hour work week or 30-hour work week, I still don't think that really gives people enough time to look after themselves. You know, I really genuinely think, as far as like working and laboring and just a few hours a day is usually enough. And then there's other things: socializing, looking after our homes, looking after the people in our lives, looking after our self-care, having fun, having play. Like, if we're all worried and stressed all the time, it's really, really hard to have fun. And for some of us, that got knocked out really, really young. You know, fun and play wasn't, it was like, no, you have to try to keep yourself safe. So it's actually like a bit of a rediscovery piece. Like, one, to have our bases covered, right? Like, finances good, work, everything, you know, everything's in fair balance and harmony. Then once you're there, this is my experience anyway, then you can start to be like, okay, now who am I? What do I enjoy doing? And then go, you know, explore. It's like the healing journey is intuitively guided. You will find the people, the places, the things, both on the light side and the dark side, that trigger you, that soothe you, but there's a deep, earnest commitment in the heart to venturing into that healing regenesis, right? Like, it's not for the expression of, it's not for the faint of heart. It's like, people talk about the, you know, I teach meditation, so it's like, it's not for everyone. You know, things like Vipassana meditation, or even things like plant ceremonies, they often have quite a rigorous application process, because, you know, sometimes venturing into those depths isn't for everybody. And people speak to this, but there are such things as spiritual psychoses. People can have, you know, mental breakdowns from doing too much spiritual work. But again, this is, I think, this discernment piece around things that would have us escape our life. And in a sense, spiritual practices can be like any other addiction, where we think it's going to save us and we're just going to do, and we're going to cut out all the bad stuff and we're going to just be super good and super but still, a lot of that action steps can be taken from a place of just escaping the pain in our heart. I know, it's just weird, you know, because life is providing, life is infinitely abundant, life is regenerating all the time. So the paradigm of us thinking we have to make life happen is delusional, rather than actually just be present and calm down and be still for long enough to see what life is asking of us, what earth is asking of us, right? For a lot of us, it's speaking up against injustice. For some of us, it's being peaceful. For some of us, it's raising money for the areas of the world that are being ravaged. You know, they're bringing awareness to injustice. Did I say that already? Maybe, but it's a big one for me. I have a lot of Libra energy in my or I have like a stellium. I have Mars and Saturn and Pluto, big heavy hitter planets in Libra, in my 10th house. So there's a pretty powerful and strong sense of like justice, and like being in alignment with what I perceive as greater fairness and equanimity on the planet. So yeah, holla Shazam, my lovers. I hope that was useful to you. I hope you have a magical, wonderful day. Remember, you are so loved, and that's the truth. We might be carrying a lot of densities from multi generations gone past that make us feel shameful, make us feel like we don't belong, make us feel all the worst, darkest, dankest, horrible feelings in the whole entire world. And yet, in the here and now, present moment, it's nobody's fault. Like, we're awakening ourselves. We're consciously choosing a greater light, a greater harmony, despite the darkness, despite the pain ourselves and our ancestors are in and have been through. You know, and it's not always about just forgiving, but it is about self-discovery. It is about finding a way to connect to your heart and let go of the pain. For some people, that might mean forgiveness. For some people, that might mean letting go. For some people, that might mean shutting a door. That might, right? But giving ourselves enough spacious permission to explore the depths of our own heart, mentally, consciously, go in, like, and be like, what's going on? You know, what's going on in my heart? And have a little communication. It's like we could probably I mean, in essence, we could consciously go into any part of our internal organ structure, go into the womb and like imagine what's going on in there. You know, it's this, at the end of the day, it is your body. You know, nobody's gonna go within. It's just impossible. You know, you can go with, and that's part of how we rise out of manipulation or being manipulated, or some of those really uncomfortable grief oriented situations really are coming out of healing a lot of that wounding. But as you rise, you'll see the clarification happening. You'll see the reflective aspect reflecting back greater peace and greater harmony and all that stuff. So you'll know it's working. At the same time, remember, it's a spiral of dynamic. So we might rise and then we have to go round and loop again. We might rise, but again, over time, now that I've been doing all the shadow work for over 10 years now, and being deeply compassionate and empathic all my life, but conscious shadow work for 10 years, my sort of disclaimer is that this isn't going to change your life overnight. And I don't think it's anything to do about being superhuman or anything other than who you are. And the seed of potential is within you. You don't have to go seek it. And you don't have to be sold something, right? It's in your heart, and that heart is really the guidepost and your guide. And then it's having enough detachment presence within your physical dimensional reality to know it's not offending you or attacking you, that there's, well, I can't speak for everyone in the world, that's obvious, right? So yeah, because of that, I think it's fair enough to say when we're in brutal, super dupes obvious, intense, predatory war times, the deeper heart of me is just endeavoring to hold space, because in those sorts of situations, it's pretty obvious people are being attacked. And I do believe there's an innocence, like innocent people are being degraded and attacked, and that's um, enraging and intolerable. And yet, how do we understand that? And I think this is where we see longer timelines, and also the rising of greater compassion, and hopefully the end of certain extremist fundamentalist perceptions and people in power, global power structures that allow that extremism to rise to the top and actually feed the collective. Because part of the reasons we have these sort of, I think, underbellies, or even the creation of rebel forces, is because there's oppressive energies and power. So it's one of those. It's a very paradoxical sense. I think we're all culpable. We're all kind of, the taxation system feeds into the military war complex, and then it, loops back to oppressors, and then we just keep it's okay. But this is where it's all, enough of the threads are coming undone, and when you follow the money, enough of that awareness is coming down to enough of the masses to go, oh, so we're going to stop focusing on that. We're going to start focusing here in our local communities, and our local grounds, and our local gardens, and our local airspace, and our local water, and our local people. And again, our work is probably to heal our own individual heart, be open to healing with community, be open to healing with family, right? All of it. Pardon me. Most importantly, just stay present. Like, I think it was Kurt who commented about what I took from that was the grounding. We're still very much in those energies. Ground, be present, keep feeling, keep feeling the heart, keep healing. And we're doing it. And this is the thing, is that we as the healed state of being, or we as stepping into greater healing, in that Christ regenesis, I think we embody and reflect the world. So what we're doing is an example, is we're living that state of cyclical, seasonal regenesis, right? So we're really locking into harmonizing with the frequencies and the vibration of the planet herself. That eventually will trump, right? It will take over. It will supersede the false reality. the matrix, as it were, or these grids that would have me stay in power, we're in power. It's like, well, there was a great rising and you led that. But the energetics are shifting on the planet. It's like the planet's vibration is going somewhere where that vibration will not hold those denser vibratories. That's what we like to believe here. Anyway, Marie lovers, I got a session starting in about 15 minutes, so I'm gonna get myself a bit ready and have yourself a merry little Christmas every day. It's kind of relevant, isn't it? We can have a Christ Mass every day. We celebrate the light within us all. To thine own self be true. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And may the forces of all the goodness in the world be with you all. I love you guys. Have a great day. Peace out. Thank you for being my internet friends. Oh, there it is.